Now, from across the tri-state, this is KHQA Sports.
And this was the busiest and most important playoff date yet on our March Madness calendar, and as such puts the lightning round right back in play. We start you on the road at Lewistown tonight. GriggsvillePerry taking on Pearson Wofford in a really good third-ranked Springfield Lutheran team. Wofford, who's being recruited by Quincy University among others, shows off his game on the second chance bucket early on. Kid can flat fill up the basket. More on him in a second. No, more on him right now. Wofford from deep range. That's a pretty jump shot there. GriggsvillePerry started icy cold this game. Joseph Myers, though, answering with his team's first bucket on the scoop shot right there. More from Wofford, though. Fed inside right here. Had a 34-point night. Makes it 16-4 Lutheran at that point. Second half is where things got interesting in this one. Jordan Dehart with the three right here, starting to close that gap down to 40-22 at that point. Then Caleb Bradshaw working to Skylar Miller. GriggsvillePerry made a valiant second half run in this ball game. More from Bradshaw, making it a 6-point game. It got tight, but unfortunately for GriggsvillePerry, they could never overcome that cold and chilly start. Great season for Todd Bradshaw and company, but it comes to an end tonight to a really good Lutheran team. 60-53 was your final. One other Illinois score of note, the defending state champions will be the next opponent for Macomb as BCC builds a huge lead and holds off Porta late in this game, 64-56, so it will be Macomb and Bloomington Central Catholic coming up on Friday at 7 o'clock. We'll talk all about that game coming up tomorrow at 6 and 10 o'clock. Really interesting stuff today from the Macomb Bombers. How about the Canton Tigers taking on Scotland County tonight in Missouri? Class 2 sectional action. Great start in this game from Coy Smith, the freshman. He was huge, giving his team early traction. Speaking of huge, Tyler Buford with a big night for Scotland County early on, giving them their offensive presence in the first quarter, and then the jump shot started falling fast and furious. Cameron Durst, huge night for him, back-to-back shots. And you know what? The second quarter answers coming from Jacob Blessing. In fact, many blessings be upon Scotland County as Jacob Blessing hit back-to-back triples in this game, had 12 points in the first half. But he was answered by Coy Smith, the freshman, again. 18 points in the game. Huge night for him showing out. Blessing with 24 points, but his team trailing at this point by 10, or about to be, as the Scotland County crowd cheering it on would watch back-to-back breakaway plays from the Canton Tigers kind of break this game open for good. Cameron Durst had 21 points in the night. Beautiful swoop and take right there. Then it's Logan Brown with a finish right here on the breakaway, larceny and layup. Gabe McKenzie only scored 7 points tonight, but Canton really didn't need him. I'll tell you what, Scotland County played hard, really tough, gritty team. Just no answers, though, after falling down early. Canton advances on. They win tonight by the final count of 68-53, ending the Tigers' fine season. Up next for the Canton Tigers will be a showdown with undefeated Salisbury, who beat up on Lynn tonight 50-20. That game set for noon at Moberly Area Community College coming up on Saturday. Can't wait for that one. Bowling Green trying to play Giant Slayers tonight, taking on Father Tolton, and that guy, Michael Porter, believed to be one of the top, if not the top sophomore in the country. Corey Buchanan, not afraid. He can flat shoot the three-pointer as he showed in Palmyra and showed it again right there. Beautiful jump shot for that young man right there. But here comes Michael Porter and company, or just Michael Porter. Two-handed flush breakaway, the first of many slams we will show you tonight. I tell you what, he looks a little bit like Kevin Durant, and right there he finishes a little bit like Kevin Durant. Corey Buchanan, though, with an answer at the other end. The floater over Mr. Porter right there. Bowling Green with the early 6-4 lead. Porter then about to get angry. Breakaway from the big young man, the first of two. Angry flushes. This is a high school kid, by the way, and a 16-year-old being coached by a pair of Quincy guys, so you gotta like that, Jeremy Osborne. How about this guy, Adam Holt, getting inside, making some things happen on the inside, laying right here. One more from Porter, who was a monster tonight. Led all scorers in this game with 24. He's just a freak athlete and a freak dunker, as you can see. Valiant effort by Bowling Green, but it falls short tonight. Buchanan, big-time scorer from the outside, but Bowling Green ends up getting knocked off by Father Tolton in that ball game. How about on the girls' side over there tonight? Macon taking on Sobuco, Southern Boone County. To those of you who are not in Adams County, it's Mackenzie Gemis going to come up with the breakaway right here. She gets the beautiful pass from Katie Clapp, and at the other end finishes strongly. Macon off to a good start this ball game. Macon very athletic. Chili Britt showing you that right here as she's going to beat a couple of different defenders, breaking down the bigger girls from Sobu County right there on the early take right there. And then it's Paige Hawkins hitting a jumper right here. As I said, making off to a pretty good start, pretty good comeback in the second quarter in this ball game, but unfortunately for the Tigerettes, they ran out of answers defensively tonight. Sobuco really good as Southern Boone County ends up winning this game by the final count of 61-48. So Macon's fine season comes to an end. Scotland County, one loss in the season, taking on Cairo tonight, trying to get that done. Lady Tigers, well, they got off to a good start in the first quarter anyway. This is Randy Slaughter opening up the scoring with a long-range three right here. Then it's Khaleesi Bear right here. Khaleesi going to work right here, going coast to coast with the swoop. She had 8 of her team's points in the first quarter alone. Unfortunately, in the second quarter, it was just a disaster for Scotland County. They were outscored 21-2. This is Monica Tracy taking things up strong right there, and that was the story in the ball game. Scotland County could never recover. Their one cold snap of the season dooms them as they lose 58-26, but a great year for the Lady Tigers. Don't let that final score fool you. How about Culver Stockton in action tonight? Heart of America Conference playoff opener at home. Miranda Richardson, she can do some things from long range. And I tell you what, it was a very balanced effort. As Culver Stockton has to come back in this ball game, they would do so. Louise Young on the interior, nice take for her. Big story in this ball game. TJ Hart had 15 points on the night. Randy Lee Plunkett with 25. Culver Stockton gets the win, 72-65. It's the first 21 season for the women at Culver since 1999. Want to pass along a couple more scores. John Wood women, they're knocked out of the Region 24 tournament, 57-52. Bad news as well to pass along tonight for Iowa Wesleyan, the men and the women, both losers. The men lose to Berea 83-64 in that game. Palmyra product Brock Butler had 14 points in the loss. This is the national tournament, by the way, for the NAIA. On the women's side, Alfred State wins over the Iowa Wesleyan women 84-79 in double overtime. It would be Payson Seymour veteran Dakota Flessner with 9 points in the loss there. So unfortunate ending. A great year turning things around in Iowa Wesleyan for a couple of